Hello one and all, welcome. Episode number 64, I think, of TerraFirmaCraft Reloaded with DankNStein. Now, I think our chicken coop is like full to bursting, like the chickens are floating out of the side of it and stuff. It's like, it's pretty full in there. Let's go in. Oh my god, I haven't been in here for like 2 or 3 episodes, and wow. What are these all saying? 3 out of 4 eggs in there are fertilized. 1 out of 2 in there is fertilized. Oh, in fact, it shows me at the top. 2 fertilized eggs in there. 2 eggs in there, neither fertilized. And 4 eggs in there, none are fertilized. So we still only actually have 1, like, rooster. The rest of them, there's just so many of them. So, I mean, I presume what will happen is all these babies will grow up. When the first batch of these babies grows up, the output's then going to, like, massively increase again. We need to start eating some of these. I need to work out if we can kill them with lava blades. There are a few experiments we need to do with these guys anyway. And so we probably won't start on that today, because I think I want the first generation to actually grow up. But the idea is that we'd probably put some kind of a piping system, either out this wall or from underneath, that would bring the chickens underground. Okay, and then I was thinking about maybe using the immersive engineering conveyor belts that we have over there for the ores and stuff to move the chickens through a tunnel underground, and then they come underground, and they would pop out just here. Okay, I picked the wrong wall there to break down. And then whether or not we automatically cook them remains to be seen. Maybe we'll come back to this episode. I just definitely wanted to check on how many chickens we've got there, and certainly it looks like, yeah, I'm hoping that we can get to a semi-automatic situation with this, you know, where cooked chicken is, if not completely automated, then very nearly. So, as we've done the last few episodes, oh no, the rain. Oh, I always forget that the rain screws with the hang glider there. Oh yeah, look, all the grass is, oh man. Yeah, we've got to work out what we want to build here now. We've got stuff to do. And then, of course, this. And I think this is the meat and gravy of today's episode. People have been saying, when are you going to start the palace? When are you going to start the palace? Or castle, or whatever we want to call it. And we're at episode 64 now. We want to try and get everything finished by 100. So the last 14 episodes since episode 50, when I set this kind of goal for myself, the last 14 episodes have flown by, and we have, apart from digging the hole, we've not actually built any of it. So I think starting to get our palette, 14% left on this, okay? Starting to get our kind of block palette together for this build. We know we want to build it, like, we want a gold palace, but, you know, do we really want the entire thing to be just one gold texture the whole way? Of course not. We want to build something a little bit more fruity. So yeah, so we'll have to have a think about color palettes. And I guess, like, we want a grand hall. Maybe the hall should just be in the base of the, I don't know. We'll work out the interior after I think the exterior. So that's what maybe we'll start on today. And then another little mission we can do today is we can go and have another look for some more marble. See if we can continue into here and work out what we're going to do with this. Alright, so in fact, wait, hold on a second. I'm doing this in the stupidest place. It's so noisy down up here. Right, so I had to come up to get my my wooden storage crates, but we don't need to actually hang out there. It's just torturous. So we've got these painted slabs that we made previously, which are just, you know, cheap. They're wood slabs underneath that have been painted to match a gold block, so we can kind of chief it a bit there. That said, I mean, these were just left over from when I wrote the big 50 in the sky, but we do have that much gold, so I don't feel like we're cheesing it too much. I mean, we could probably build this thing out of actual gold if we wanted to. Or maybe we should just to make it expensive. But anyway, this is, you know, the standard gold block texture. But here's an actual gold block, and we can chuck that also into the chisel. Now, I think what we can do is we can chisel up any of these, and then we can use the chiseled one in the painting machine. So we don't have to use real gold for these necessarily. Wow. I'm starting to wonder if it would look good in this roof somewhere of the wizard's tower. You could have like a starry night sky in the sort of internal in the ceiling, you know. Okay, anyway, probably not that block for our palace though. But okay, so the shipping crates are kind of interesting, and there's coin stacks and things. Gold cart. That one looks quite pretty. I mean, it isn't gold. That feels more like amber or some kind of orangey thing to me. But I think, you know what, the big winner I think is going to be, and I think it's just my style, it's just what I like, it's going to probably be those bricks. I think rather than using the standard gold block, I mean, maybe we'll use the gold block in a highlight in some fashion. Just want to paint a load of these now. So where's the painting machine? So let's just check if I am indeed right. If we did that and then we paint, say, half of them like that. Yeah, perfect. Interesting they have square texture on the top still. You know what I mean? I guess it's experimenting with things like this. You know, does pine wood fit with it? Pine wood feels really, really nice because we have loads of pine wood. But that brown and the gold there, that feels very nice. Not sure about it in the middle, but as you can see, for a kind of edge block, I mean, like if we did like, yeah, I mean, this is a mood. This is giving me, that's giving me a mood, you know? That looks great. So what else? You know, and I just like to do this experimentation, really. That's why I'm not editing it out this time. I just want to show you guys this once again, as I've probably done in a few occasions, just show you this kind of process, you know. So like this one is very heavily patterned, but for the back end of here, might just do the job. Yeah, I mean, it's just an interesting detail, isn't it? I mean, what does that look like if that one's actually just not even sort of pushed back, if it's just right up front? It's quite nice. Okay, well, like we've definitely got a mood here. We've definitely got something, you know. All right, guys. Just while researching golden blocks and bricks and anything that's got gold in it in the pack, just so I can really exhaust the different color schemes. I mean, firstly, the only thing we're really missing, I mean, you got rose gold obviously, but the only thing we're actually missing are these blocks here. We haven't looked at yet. Tinker's chisel can make. That's kind of similar to the bone blocks we were making, but they're made of gold ingots there. And then you've got like a even more chiseled version, but I think they're too yellow. They don't fit with this yellow here, which I'm just starting to experiment with this yellow, with this gold, I should say. But look what I did find. I want to try this right now. You wrap a head in gold ingots, then you get a golden head. Some say consuming the head of a fallen foe strengthens the blood. I'm sorry, we've just got to try it. We've got so many of our own heads of a fallen foe, though. So presumably we're not supposed to do it to our own head, but that's what we're going to do. We're going to try and eat a golden DankNStein head and just see what see what happens. Okay, we got ourselves a golden head. Just no effect at all. Doesn't seem to have given us a buff. No, because all those timing, you know, even if it was giving us one of these buffs we've already got, unless it's giving us less than 8 seconds of it, it's just like, yeah, we probably can safely assume that it's not giving us a buff there. Didn't do anything. It was still fun to waste 8 golden ingots on. Okay, so this is what I've just been This is what I've just been messing with as an entranceway. I quite like it. I think it's good. I think this is how we're going to start. And this was the thing that I was kind of sure of, right? Was that, like, I figured we would do this. We would have a big staircase. And so to an extent, like, the shape of the building is now changing, because this staircase, you see, is forcing probably there to be no roof over this area. So we end up bringing the shape of the building into almost like the letter C. Yeah, like a kind of, it's going to curve around this area. Anyway, we do need to make more of these painted slabs. So I'm going to go and do that, which means we need to get this back like that. And ultimately, we are going to need to make up a lot of slabs. We're actually not that, don't look that hot on great wood. Yes, the pine is what we've got a lot of, but we're going to want to use all those logs, and that isn't actually that many logs when it comes to building if we're building out of logs. Those stacks of 16 mean that a full double chest is deceptively few items. Anyway, let's get those going just so we can finish our staircase. Have a look from over here. Yeah, vibes. That is the right shade of gold. This is going to be very cool. Because the first thing I want to do, rather than just making the staircase longer, which we do also want to do, is I'm going to start by making it wider. Because I think that's going to just make it feel that bit more grand. Yeah, I think that's about right. We could maybe go one further. Do we want it thicker than that even? Should we go once more outwards? To make it even wider? I mean, if you think about the shape of the building, I think we can make it one more wider, and I think it just... it's only going to add to the effect here. So 1, 2, 1, 2, hup, 3, 4, like that. That's going to be the final width of the staircase. Yeah, I like it. And we do want it to go quite a bit higher, but we're down to 3 painted slabs. So yeah, let's make a load of half slabs. And I think the only wood that's available for us to do this to is the great wood or the silver wood, because they're the only 2 wood types we can make slabs from. Otherwise, we're going to have to look at other slabs, maybe like vanilla cobblestone slabs, but I think we worked out those were very pricey. Anyway, so what we clearly need to do is plant some of these. Probably like, let's do 5 of them. 5 is a semi-round number. Now, just suddenly thought, while I'm here, it's been a few in-game days. It does still look like it's pouring ore over us. 6% though. Okay, yes. So we got to keep our eye on that. The crucial thing is that as soon as the ore vein is depleted, we should be switching off all of our links so that we're not, you know, sending fuel, burning oil and all the rest of it for nothing. Because I'm pretty sure the generator would continue to burn fuel regardless of whether there was anything to take it. I mean, it definitely would. I think the pump will probably stop pumping oil if there's no room to pump it into. But as long as the generator is switched on, there'll always be room. It's going to keep pumping oil because the generator is going to keep burning oil regardless of what that guy's doing. So the key thing is when that finishes to go up there and turn off the generator. And then I think that prevents almost all the wastage. Anyway, right, it's daytime. Okay, I mean, this is a perfect tree planting spot for now, I suppose, at the very least. Okay, I just spent far too long running around repositioning them, but anyway, there's 5 great wood saplings. So that's good, and while those are on the boil, yeah, let's just process like as much of this as we can, well, let's do it in little batches, see how we go. So we chuck those in like that, and then we've also got our lovely chest up there. So that's going to do us just shy of 4 stacks of slabs there. Okay, so progress coming along nicely. Just thought I'd give you a little check-in now. We've started to establish the pine. I'm wondering if we get rid of those so the pine actually sticks outwards one more. Yeah, it would sort of be like that. And no, don't actually like it touching the wood there. That feels like the space actually feels nicer, I think. So yeah, that's cool. But yeah, I think this is about as wide as it's going to go, and we've started to build up the edges here. And we'll come up to then there'll be some sort of grand, some quite large doorway. I'd like the door to be kind of ajar, just slightly ajar, but like great big doors so we can like squeeze through, you know, no problem. Right. Well, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed a cheeky little impromptu montage there. Thought I'll switch the mic off for a sec and just get my head down a little bit. But let me now catch you up with where I'm at with this. So I'm pretty happy with the arch that we've made for our main doorway here. As you can see, I experimented with a few different types of vertical planks. I figure these big doors, obviously the planks would go vertical. The maple was just too bright. I thought it might match the gold. It just kind of clashes with it. The grey, yeah, the aspen's nice. And we could make these edges better by chiseling, you know, so that they were actually smoother edges, like almost like stairs on their side. So we might do that for the slightly ajar door. But yeah, I mean, generally, I'm not sure if I'm completely happy with the colours, but for now it's fine. It's serving the purpose and it's certainly giving me the mood I had in mind. Now, as for these walkways here, I sort of put these in to help me kind of describe the contours of the building. So actually down there, there'll be more courtyard. There'll be some grass we'll probably need to fill in. And there'll be these kind of wooden walls, I suppose. I don't know how we'll decorate the underside of them. So you have a little bit of a courtyard there. But then this is where the sort of balcony walkway will run until. And I've stopped them here because at this point then, I think in these corners is where we're going to have big square towers heading upwards. So that's going to go into the edge of the square tower. I mean, there may be a double door there and you could walk into the tower perhaps. Yeah, so this towers will probably be sort of centered around that. So yeah, not bad, but I thought we'd break from the montage and the building. We'll come back to doing more building later this episode, but I thought we'd take a break just now because this is finished. Maybe that's just a graphical glitch, the fact that it's still spinning, because it doesn't look like it's spending RF. Yeah, I think it's a graphical glitch there. I mean, at any rate, we can pack this thing up now, so let's do that. There we go. I feel like I sort of need like some kind of a itemized list, something that reassures me that I've picked every single part of it up. Right, so a couple episodes ago I showed you the map that I had of the area. That's what I'm after. In terms of the different ore sort of excavator chunks that we've found. But yeah, right now, at present, we haven't really... I mean, the thing I'm most interested in getting is a copper one, and we don't have a copper one currently. So I'm just going to run around for the next sort of 20 minutes or so. I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but I'm just going to do a few more, just categorize a few more of these chunks around here. Is it F9? Yes. And we'll just see if we can find what we are looking for. I think this is the first chunk we haven't done, somewhere around here. And there it is, guys. There it is. After all this time, we have ourselves a copper vein. Finally. Okay, awesome. So which chunk is this actually in? So that's in -9, -508. Okay, so fingers crossed. I mean, at the very least at this stage, it looks as though I have not lost a piece. Just realizing though, where did I leave my crates? I don't have my engineer's hammer to activate this thing. I can never remember where you actually hit these. Is it right back in the middle? Yes. Okay, it's working. Okay, beautiful. So it is working. So up here now, the items should be appearing. They're not being received there. Oh, they are. They're just going. Where are they ending up then? In there. So there's no filter on the mithril one. Oh yeah, because the mithril being in there was temporary, wasn't it? Okay, we need to get a bit more organised then. Let's have a look at if everything's finished down here. Alright, yep, and then here's the rest. So that is all the platinum that we have. It's a decent amount of platinum. I guess we can take F3 mode. Oops, not F3. What is this? F9. Take that off. So actually, just thinking about this mithril, we do want to store it somehow. Should we just smelt it all into large plates? I think a large plate is 8 ingots. Oh, for fuck's sake. Now, can I just say with semi-fresh eyes, looking at the door that we built earlier in the staircase, I'm up for it. I think the door actually looks really good like that, just slightly ajar. I think the colours aren't bad. We could maybe improve it, but it's pretty good, I'd say. Anyway, this is the guy I want. The copper can go into that item filter. Whitelist, perfect. The gold can go into that iron filter. And then we can link these back into the crew. And from now on, the stuff should actually start going into here. Although it might still default to over here. It may well do. But we can fix that now, because now we can just detach that from the rest of the crew. I mean, in the long run, as I've said, we'll have storage for the items like that. Like mithril and stuff that don't come in different quality levels. But, you know, the minerals, I suppose, is what I think of them as. Right, and here it comes. Molten mana-infused metal. Interesting. Should we look at what the quality of that actually is? So it looks like we need it for some ME stuff, which is kind of interesting. But actually, the actual thing itself, we can't really do anything apart from Tinker's tools with. But anyway, let's experiment here then. Okay, so if I chuck that there, and does that one immediately just start pouring? Oh, it's not switched on at the moment. Switch that on. Those are 8 ingots each, yeah? Wow. I think this is a good way of doing it. They'll be easy to store. Whenever we need mithril, we can just smelt one up and it's 8 ingots a piece. So yeah, that's how we're going to process all this mithril, which I think has finished coming anyway. I think that's about all of it. It's like a good 250 ingots of the stuff. But yeah, totally empty in there now. Great. So then we just come back round here, switch that lever off like that. Oh, whoops. Whatever. Okay, so one last thing to do then, I guess, is we should put copper and gold ingots on display there. Okay then, so I think gold was first, wasn't it? Sorry, copper was first there, and gold here. Yeah. Great. Now, the other thing to remember is that this copper vein is 68% of the entire, well, the copper is 68% of the entire copper vein. Which we won't have the storage for, so the copper needs to be processed in real time. Tell you what, guys, this staircase and doorway is actually getting me very excited and inspired about this project. Like, this is gonna be sweet once you finish building this guy. Yeah, really cool. So yeah, let's get this kind of weird courtyardy bit a little bit resolved here. So I think we're just gonna need a load of these guys just so we can build some sturdiness that we can build on top of. So the idea is that you see this right here, that's where the wall then will be. Will it be there or will it be there? Let's go one further just to be on the safe side, but it's gonna be like to there and then ish, and then is that, yeah, it's just 2 blocks out, I think. So that would then see us flush with that. In fact, we're gonna have the wall coming down, so at the very most we're gonna actually just need the 1 block, because that second one there is gonna have, yeah, I'm not mad, am I? That's, yeah, it will have some wall on it. I think we come out here, and that gives us 1 block there. Yeah, very nice. So that's where the wall will go there. So that's the shape. So actually it's quite a small amount of extra dirt to lay down and to just kind of fake the floor a bit. It's not a huge amount, but that's what we need to do, and we need to do that on both sides. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8. Okay. So actually, if these are placed strategically, I think we can manage it without causing cave-ins and things, I think. So the key thing will be to build it out from here, where they can't fall out anyway. Right, and then when we get to these edges, no, come from this edge here, like that. So that they're always sharing 2 squares. Now this is where we have to be trickier. We have to go like, and then they just grab each other. Again here, as you go around a corner. There we go. But otherwise, we're good to go. So I hope you can sort of imagine now the kind of natural feeling that this is going to therefore like give the shape of the place, you know. We're going to have these curving round here, but then there's going to be even bigger sort of corner towers. Like, I think they're going to be square towers on each corner, and then we'll have like rounded ones maybe in the middle on the top. So those will be 4 corners that we'll do, and I suppose the next bit of building I want to do, in order to kind of establish some standards around how the walls work, maybe how the balcony edges work, but certainly just the basic foundations, how the walls fit together, what blocks we're using on a kind of general basis. And so let's build the tower here, and I guess we'll start by mapping it out probably with, I mean, the basalt bricks I think are going to make an appearance. By and large, that's what I'm thinking, is we're just going to be using these golden bricks, the basalt bricks, and obviously some pine wood, but we might need to add a few more things in, maybe fences and other things to give us more depth. So I guess the first question is do we actually want the corners of it defined by logs, you know? If we do that, do we actually want that? Did I drop any other? Yeah, I did. Let's grab a few. Salvage the, actually, if it's just 3 of those, let's not salvage them. Leave them behind. So, you know, so if we did something like this, if it was pine that was kind of going to define the corners of the build, you see how this square tower thing's going to then meet perfectly with these steps coming in. And so this isn't coming in centered, but I'm fine with that, to be honest. Like a little double door off center on the side here is going to be fine, because also the inside of the tower is going to probably more likely be connected to other stuff. I'm really just kind of building these pine sort of edges, really just at the moment to guide myself through the size and the shaping of it all, you know. This is all completely off the top of my head, you know, like I have no idea. We're working this out together. Like that's better than that for sure. So let's do the same over here. So we start to develop our ideas. The other thing that's annoying about the painter though, and like using slabs, is that it takes twice as long to place all the blocks you want to place. The question is if there's too much wood in the build, does it stop looking like a palace? Do the bricks start to look a bit stupid? Would these be better as basalt bricks, and we just keep the wood features really for the stairway here and the doorway? Yeah, and then on these actual tower edges we use basalt bricks instead. I'm not sure, you know, but this is what we're going to work out. Yeah, this is what we're going to work out, but not right now because this episode's run a little long already. So we're going to finish up here. Actually, I nearly forgot. Before we do finish up, shouldn't we check that all this garnierite's finished being passed through? It has. And has it finished being ingoted? Yeah, it has. Nothing more is coming through. See, there are still small amounts being drip fed through. Okay, cool. So that's all cleaned up. We've obviously got some stuff to move around there, but that's fine. But that's all finished now with the nickel. And so even though this is still going to be kicking... Oh, that's so dark. Hold on. So even though this guy's still going to be kicking out nickel, because it will, just because there is a bit of nickel in the copper vein that we're munching right now, because we've emptied the nickel, it's not going to backlog. But the main event, the copper, will certainly be backlogging before too long. And that's why now we can switch to that and process the copper as it comes in, which ensures that these chests never get too full. I mean, you can see we're making good progress here. We've probably done 10% of the vein. Yeah, about that. Amazing. So let's switch that on, start sending the copper down. I think, looking up here, I think that the pine is going to be a fine block to build the kind of sturdy parts of the tower from. I think that's fine, actually. Looking at it from here looks good. And I can imagine how some basalt bricks, maybe, or basalt stairs could add some highlighting to it too. And then we've also got the brighter blocks we could sink in further. We haven't done a TerraFirmaCraft Reloaded live stream for a couple of weeks. So apologies for that. It's been rather busy time. I love building with you guys because I get a lot of good feedback and ideas from the chat and things. So that should be fun. So thanks once again for watching. Absolutely chuffed we found a copper vein at last. Yeah, and I'll see you very soon. Take care. Peace.